students, today I will be explaining the summary of the lesson Money written by Muppala Ranganayakamma. In this story, the author is bringing out the theme of money and relationship and the dowry systems prevailing in the society. The story brings out the idea that excessive obsession with anything is unhealthy. Now, the main character, who is the greedy son-in-law in this story, is a mirror to the modern grooms who demand dowry. Even after having a good education, the son-in-law demanded dowry for living with the girl who was equally educated like him. Even his parents and well-wishers are supporting him with regard to dowry. The parents were ready to give the dowry, as in those times they did not give property share to the daughters. The story begins with the attitude of the educated son in law towards asking dowry. He thinks that there is nothing wrong in asking for large dowry when there are people who are ready to give it. He is even saying that it is no surprise that one can demand as much as he wants when people are ready to give it. So the father-in-law has agreed to give the son-in-law a substantial dowry. He is mentioned as dowry donor in the story. This is because he was so rich. So parting with 1 crore was not a big deal for him. But what surprises the author here is that just like the boy, the girl was also equally educated. The educated boy had agreed to live with her only if he was given the demanded dowry. And the well-educated girl has agreed to give the dowry. The author here is trying to bring out the truth that education has no value apart from the mere weight of books. Now, as we move on to story, we can see that the father-in-law is offering him 1 crore as dowry. The son-in-law is still not satisfied as he is confused whether to take the share of property or dowry. Even his elders and intelligent ones are supporting him and they are advising him to take dowry as that will be a safe option. Finally, he is agreeing with the deal of 1 crore and 10 rupees and the money he wanted as coins in a gunny bag. He also asked for the key of the shed where the money was kept. He wanted to count them immediately after his marriage, just to make sure that the full amount was there. Immediately after the wedding, the son-in-law is rushing to the shed and he starts counting. From that moment, he only lived in the world of coins and the real world disappeared from his sight. Sunrise, moonrise, full moon, new moon, seasons, everything and all of nature vanished before him in the luster of coins. His wife now soon realizes that she had made a big mistake by marrying a person who had no value for relationship. And fortunately, a noble man comes to her life who is not greedy and she agrees to marry him and she is marrying him. On the same day of her second marriage, she comes to inform her first husband about her marriage. But he was busy in counting. He starts shouting at her because he didn't want to count from the beginning. He didn't even care for his wife, and for 2 years she came many times to the shed to speak with him. But he was always so engrossed in counting. So finally, she stopped coming and she gave birth to a baby girl in her second marriage, and the child had grown up and she is now a graduate. The wheel of time moved on and the greedy son-in-law was not aware of it. As he counted the last sack of coins, 24 years passed by. His wife and her daughter was standing there and watching him in wonder. When he finished counting the last sack of coins, and he saw his wife and another young woman was standing at the door, and the man, after seeing her, is asking her where is his father-in-law, as there was a shortage of 40 pies, which made him angry. He wanted to make his father-in-law apologize to him, and when his wife says that her father died 5 years back, he was all bothered about now who is going to pay his balance amount. The wife is reminding him that he has lost his precious 24 years of his life on account of money. She is saying to him that if her father had not given him dowry, he would have led a normal life. But hearing all this also, the man is not realizing his mistake. He is still worried about his 40 pies. This was because his father in law had promised him that he will pay double if there is a mistake. So now he knows he will get 80 pies. So he is only worried about who will be repaying his balance 80 pies. Throughout the story, we can see that the man, even after having a good education, is not educated in his thinking and in his culture. That was the reason author had remarked that education has no value apart from the mere weight of books. The greedy people are obsessed with calculation of property and all they want is only money. Relationships have no value in their life. They are not realizing the value of love, family, and relationship in their life. They live in the world of money and never realizes that money cannot buy love and happiness. The author is thus beautifully bringing out the theme of money and relationship in the story. So I hope all of you have understood the story. And for notes of this lesson, refer to the description box. There is a link given. There you can check all the question answers, paragraph questions, and essay is given there. And thank you for watching.